Have you guys ever wanted to watch anime with me? Well, now you guys can. We watch all type of anime and we do it on a nightly basis. All you guys have to do is follow me on Twitch and click the link in the description to join the Discord. With that out of the way, let's get into the intro. An Attack on Titan video on a Monday? What the heck is going on? Well, what happened was yesterday's video was supposed to be the table scene, but they only animated like the first part of it and left us on a cliffhanger for next week. Now it's like, what the fluff, because I needed clips. So the video's done and edited. I just need like a couple of clips from that so I can put them in the video so you guys can be like, wow. So yeah, sorry about that, but I decided to make this video because I've been seeing this going on a lot and people have been getting on my nerves talking about chapter 138 for two reasons. One, they're misunderstanding Aaron's character, and two, they're misunderstanding Mikasa in the situation. And what's funny is this girl cannot do anything right. I'm a Mikasa stan, right? She's my favorite character, my third favorite character in all of anime, my favorite female character in all of anime, right? I'll defend her till the earth, all right? But I don't have a problem if you guys don't like her. It is what it is. There's some certain characters that I don't like in certain animes, and, you know, I'm not trying to force you guys to like her, but she cannot do anything right. It's ridiculous, right? If it'll be like, oh, well, why did she kill Aaron? Or she's obsessed with him. Or she doesn't like anybody else and only cares about him. Oh, but she has a bad backstory and she's only a love interest. She literally cannot do anything right. And this scene is no obsession to that, or exception. Why did I say obsession? I guess I just said obsessed, but it's no exception, right? And my problem is people are saying that she's being delusional, right? But she doesn't have any powers to make this dream. Aaron was the one to make the dream. People are gonna be like, huh? How is that possible? Well, I'll explain in this video. But if you guys enjoy regular Attack on Titan content, then make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. With that out of the way, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's talk about and analyze the scene, A Long Dream. So how is this scene connected? How is Aaron the one giving her this dream? Well, let me explain. Alright, so the reason why Ackermans, the reason that they're immune to the founding Titans' mind control, memory erasing, whatever, they're immune to turning into Titans and they have superhuman-like strength, right? That is all Ackermans can do that we know of, right? And so Aaron, using the founding Titans' power, he was trying to relay a message to Mikasa all these years about showing her this memory that is a shared memory, something that they both wanted between the two, right? If no war was happening, this is probably how they would have ended up, in my opinion, right? And the reason why she gets the headache is because she would try to reject that desire. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll explain as the video goes along, right? So we get her saying she wants to go back to our home, right? This is what makes me think that she was okay with a lot of the stuff that happened in here, right? And this is the reason why I'm saying it's linked, because in chapter 1 we see Aaron's perspective, the see you later part. We see her I guess over him, right, about to give him a kiss goodbye, right, that he's dying or whatever, and we see that he's crying. Mikasa asks why is he crying, and then the flip side of that is that Mikasa, she's the one crying, and Aaron's like, well, why are you crying, and all that. So that's how the two are linked. It's not that she made this up, that she's stupid, she's delusional, she's in denial. No, Aaron gave her this memory, this dream, if you will. And then in this, people are like, oh, well, what about Armin? Well, here's the thing, two things. One, well, they're being selfish, and the reason why I'm saying they're being selfish, I don't want to say it like that because these two are probably one of the most selfless characters. They put other characters before them, and you guys are going to be like, well, Aaron's doing the rumbling for his own selfish desires. How is he being not being selfish, right? And how does he put others before him? Well, he's willing to become the title. There's some part in season 4's opening, you guys have to listen to it. It says something along the lines of the angel putting the mask or the face of the devil. Aaron's willing to be an angel who turned into or wearing a mask of the devil in order for the audience to be pictured as heroes in killing him and setting them free, right? And Mikasa, she always puts others' happiness before her. And these two, and what is it with people in saying that, you know, Aaron's character, it's usually the Jaegers, like, why can't they just be happy? Why can't they just want to be alone together? Because they never had that time with all the war and depression and oppression and all that stuff. Why can't they just want alone time and be happy? I don't understand that, right? You guys are just blood-hungry, dark humor people, if you will. And like I said, Armin, he would be objective to this because when you look at it, right, Eren has what, 3 Titans in his possession. Mikasa is the second strongest soldier. So realistically, I don't care what order you put it in, right? But Levi, Eren, and Mikasa are the 3 most important to humanity or Paradis's survival, right? So them being selfish and run away, I'm pretty sure Armin would try to talk them out of that and try to convince them not to. And also, well, if Armin was there, where would he be, right? I guess in a couple situation, right? It takes 2 to tango, if you will, right? So 3 people can't. Armin would be like that old grandpa in the basement, right? Mikasa and Eren deserved the alone time that they they definitely both wanted. And I'm not gonna get too much into this, but there is an error. Maybe I'm missing something, but realistically, if they would have packed everything up and ran away there, then Eren wouldn't have the founding titan, because in him making contact with Zeke, he convinced Grisha to take the founding titan's power. So that would mean that when we get that scene in season 2 when they're facing Dinah, that he wouldn't have the power of the coordinate there, the founding titan. So they would have just died there. And it's a whole bunch of mess. It's confusing, but yeah, that part is a little bit, it messes up with the flow of the story, and it's kind of not canon but is canon at the same time. If you guys don't understand, I might make a video about it later because I don't want to take away from this video. And the reason why I'm not convinced, I'm not trying to say Eren isn't going to die, right? I made a theory video, I'll link it in the description, where he didn't die, because everybody, it was pretty self-explanatory. We've been gassing up him dying ever since like the past 50 chapters, right? So I want to be different. But the reason why I'm saying he might not die is, well, I know, because Isayama, right, he like Game of Thrones, right? Game of Thrones, a lot of people died, and I think I didn't see it, but like I'm pretty sure like the main person, he died, right? And so we've seen similar characters to Eren, like Itachi, like Yagami, and Lelouch, they've all died. So I would think getting this Eren dying would basically be a bone-bearing copy of a Code Geass ending, right? It's nothing unique. And so I personally don't think he should die. And if we seen Ymir smile, I'll talk about that a little bit later, but if she smiles and it brings everybody back but him, that's kind of a little crappy, don't you think? And also Eren, we saw Zeke be brought back to life, right, by Ymir. So technically, couldn't she just bring him back to life the same way? And this is kind of where chapter 112 and 138 intertwine, because we get, well, first, in the promotional video, right, we've seen in, I would put on the screen, but I don't know if I get copyrighted for that. But basically, I guess I have to link in the description if you guys want to see what I'm talking about. But basically, in chapter 137, right, the promotional, they had 3 important scenes, right? First scene was talking about Zeke and killing Zeke by Levi. That was fulfilled in chapter 137. We saw the scene Mikasa's regret about not telling Eren that he was her world or whatever, or wait, yeah, and so that scene was fulfilled in 138. And then we have the scene about Eren wrapping the scarf around her. Mikasa pulled the scarf out herself and put it on. He didn't wrap it around her, so that still hasn't been fulfilled yet. And if it doesn't, well, then that scene is irrelevant, I guess, which is messed up because that's my favorite scene. But like, so if he doesn't include that, then it's kind of, well, no point in, I guess, him saying that, you know. But the reason why the scarf is so important is because this is specifically why Eren lied to her in chapter 112, because he says, well, you're going to live a longer life than me. We already know this. I only have 4 years left. And so when I die, he said, Mikasa, I want you to throw the scarf away. I want you to forget about me, right? And so he says, please forget about me. So this is why Mikasa gets the headaches, because she does not want to forget about Eren, right? Because Eren, he can't manipulate her memory, basically wiping out that he existed, right? So she's going to always have the memory of the person that she loved, well, that he's dead, right? And so he doesn't want her to suffer, doesn't want her to be in pain. And so he is telling her, well, forget about me. But Mikasa rejects that, hence why she gets the headache. She's rejecting that reality because, like I said earlier, in the world where war didn't happen, yes, I personally think they'd end up together and happy and blah, 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 have kids, whatnot, whatever, all right? But she doesn't want to forget him. Like I said, in episode 7, it showed that she almost gave up on life, but she clung back to life because if she died, she would forget about him, right? And so that's why she put on the scarf and she's like, well, I'm gonna end the person I love, his suffering, and I'm gonna save the world, if you will. And now that I think about it, I kind of think that Mikasa and Levi, probably Annie and Reiner, and a lot of other characters, well, they might die at the end of the next series chapter, because, well, either everybody, well, not everybody, but either a lot of people are getting brought back or a lot of people are dying. It's one or the other. I don't think it's either or, but because the reason why I'm saying that is because, well, especially the two Ackermans, Levi has nobody to go back to, everybody's dead. Mikasa has nobody to go back to, everybody's dead. And I know people are going to be like, well, what about Armin? All right, I don't want to disrespect my man, right? I don't dislike, you know how there's some characters that you don't like, but you don't dislike, they're just there? I don't dislike Armin, but he's just there. And so, like, I'm not trying to diss him or anything, but Armin ain't no Eren. Let's be realistic here, all right? Armin has Annie, probably, maybe, that he'll go and live on with, if, whatever. And, well, Mikasa has nobody, so that's kind of not fair. And I think this is what makes me the most mad. People are like, oh, well, Mikasa, she kissed a dead body. All right, well, realistically, if you guys have seen, I don't know the title of the OVA, but basically when Levi's first expedition, he had two friends, Isabel and somebody else. Isabel, she was decapitated. Her head was taken off by a Titan, but her eyes are left open, right? When somebody is killed, ooh, why does that sound like I know? Okay, when somebody dies, right? Usually for peace purposes, or I guess so they can be at peace and that they can be comfortable, right? Whenever somebody dies, people usually shut their eyelids. The only time that people eyelids are already closed when they die in their sleep, right? So people, you know, they die with their eyes open. Out of courtesy, they just go and, you know, go like that and shut their eyes, right? But when we look at the scene, Mikasa cuts off his head, and as his head is taken off, his eyes are still open. And when they kissed, his eyes are closed. So you mean to tell me Mikasa cut off his head, closed his eyes, and, you know, no, Eren was still conscious, I believe, in that situation. And then that's when they started macking down, right? And people are calling her, I think it's I don't want to say the term because I don't want to sound dumb, but it's a term that she's obsessed with dead bodies. Like, I don't get it, right? That's the man that she loves. He loves her. They love each other equally, right? It just took Eren a little bit longer to realize that. I don't understand why people are making her to be the bad guy, her so delusional in this situation. And then we see Ymir, she's smiling, I guess, at the fact that they love each other out of true love. Kind of reminds me of like the Beauty and the Beast a little bit. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but she's smiling there, right? And that leads me to believe, you know, because if he were, I know in the bottom left, it said, to the man or the boy who seek freedom, goodbye, right? I know that that's that, but like, I just can't see one without the other. I feel like they're a pair, right? Mikasa and Eren, she said see you later, not goodbye, right? Well, I guess it was a goodbye kiss and a farewell kiss, but like, I don't know. I just have a hard time seeing them not with each other in death or alive, right? I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, he's come back to life and they're going to live a happy life. But at the same time, she could die or be killed and she lives in the afterlife with him. Who knows? And this is where I'm going to talk about his character development a little bit, because I'm not going to get too into it because I want to make a video about this. I was waiting to make this video until after Attack on Titan ended. But people are like, and especially the Jaegerists, they're like, oh, well, Eren and Love, well, he wouldn't do this. He wants to kill and murder and genocide. Like, y'all do realize that Eren, he actually is against genocide, right? And he thinks that he has to do this because there's no other way and that there's no other option, right? We saw that he was crying, I think it was chapter 131, because he saw the kid who he was going to eventually kill in the future, right? So Eren doesn't want this. I love this quote so much. It's one of my favorite quotes. It's something along the lines of Eren, he's like, if somebody threatens or tries to take away my freedom, I don't hesitate to take theirs. So Eren's basically saying, well, if they just let me live a peaceful life, we chilling. We can chill, all right? He said, I'm going about my business, you're going to go around with your business. But when people threaten to take Paradis's freedom, he's like, nah, we ain't doing that. So nobody threatened to take Paradis away. Well, Eren wouldn't have done any of this. He would have lived his happy and chill life. And I feel like people are misunderstanding his character. But to conclude this video, no, Mikasa's not delusional. No, she didn't make up this dream. This is a linked dream between her and Eren. This is what would have happened, I guess, if she had chosen another answer, right? And I don't know why it's so hard for people to see that. I guess because people, they don't want to admit that love played a part in stopping the rumbling. They're like, oh, it's a cop-out. Oh, Attack on Titan's such a dark story. Why is this in there? Like, no, relax, all right? I don't understand why you guys are so upset. Just let them have their happiness, the people who loved each other, alright? And let's move on, alright? We have another chapter, drops April 9th, probably going to be a couple days early, so we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. They're going to probably tie up some loose ends. So before you guys get your judge hammer on, just relax and wait for the final chapter to drop. But guys, give your guys' thoughts about this. What do you guys still have questions about during this whole discussion and analysis of the dream? So yeah, let me know in the comment section below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. It's on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to unleash your potential.